Hello everybody, today is 6th of March 2019. So we want to look at just the same PS that we checked. As I want to see if what we said actually went as we said, or if there's any adjustments we need to make. And before I begin, I want to mention here that we are now having like a competition where you need to predict the price where you expect GBP USD to close by the end of today. So the same information is currently moving just below the MT4. If you can see my screen now, you'll be able to see that there's some information that is being passed just below the MT4. I hope you can see that currently it's reading 6th March, something like that. Participate on the daily webinar by predicting the price, and you'll be able to get up to $5 bonus. So what you need to do, I've also written that information. If you're on YouTube now, then you'll be able to see that there's some people already predicted. We have the first person here, Henry, who has the account number and then has predicted the price where he expects Euro USD, GBP USD to close. There's also Priscilla, who has also predicted. So you can also just write some recommendation where you expect price to be at the end of today. So those predictions are going to be done now in the next 30 minutes. If you don't predict now, then the chance is gone until next week. So there's somebody else. We have Thomas Ndegwa, who has also written his projection. So assuming by the close of this day you realize that the price is close to where you predicted, then you'll be able to get up to $30 bonus from FreshForex. So we move straight to the main chart. Let's see what you expect from Euro USD. Then we'll move to GBP USD, USD JPY, SP500, Brent oil, this one, and all this. We are going to check to see if there are any good trades. So we start off, let's start with Euro USD here. And as I mentioned previously, there's a level from where we sold from. We took a sell from this point. This was some few weeks ago. We had a resistance at this point. The same place was holding. In the past, you can see the same place. There's a perfect level, a resistance, a resistance, a resistance, a resistance, a resistance, a resistance. Price went above it, the same place, support. It went down, and now the price is being held below the same level, 1.1464. So as long as the price does not go beyond 1.1464 on the weekly chart, this should be a very good place to sell from. What you should do, just expect price to come back up to this level, 1.1464. Then let it go up to 1.0484. I hope that makes sense. That from the weekly point of view, Euro USD, actually we are looking for a sell. We want price to retrace back up to 1.1464. We pick a sell from that point, expecting it to go up to the lower end, 1.0500. So this is from the weekly point of view. Let's look at the monthly to see if there are any good trades. This is what we had yesterday. This is called MACD, and how it works is this: we have the columns of MACD, the first one, second one, the third one, and also the subsequent ones. So anytime you have the green bars, this green bar, they are the columns. Anytime you have them below 0.00, then it means the overall trend is downwards. And anytime you have the same columns above 0.00, it means that the overall trend is upwards. So far from this chart, you can see that the columns, this was when from earlier this year, we have the columns below 0.0. That means that we should expect price to proceed even lower. There's a level here, despite the fact that the indicator is showing us a sell. There's a support here, which if price is to go down, then it has to clearly close below, then try retracing back to the same point before we can pick a sell. So basically, these are the levels. We are either going to sell a break below 1.1219. We are going to sell that break below, or we'll wait for a pullback back to this trend line so that we can pick a sell from that point to the lower side. So whatever I've looked at now, this is just from the weekly and the monthly point of view. I've not checked the daily. Let's see if there are any good trades from a lesser time frame, maybe daily, maybe 4 hours, something like that. This we have Euro USD here. Go to daily straight away. So on the daily chart, I don't find anything useful. There's only one level here where we want price maybe to bounce from just a support, we want price to come back to the same level so that we can pick a buy from that point to the upper side. So something like this. If you're on the daily chart, then something like this, like the price is likely to come down before it moves up. So that means that this is going to be a very good place to buy from. As it is at the moment from the daily, it's better to remain flat. Don't do anything. Just allow price to come back to this level, either bounce from it or break below so that you can pick a sell. We'll move to the next chart. That should be GBP USD. Here. So on this chart yesterday, I actually had a level here. I hope you can remember. I had a trend line emerging from this point upwards, something like this. And I mentioned that as long as the price does not breach below this trend line, then this should be the correct place to buy from. So this is just a support. We have a support. We also have a support. We also have a support. Sorry. We have a support. And we want the same place. Should price come back to it, then you're going to look for a buy from that point to the upper side. So basically, the price has been making higher low. This is the lowest low. It went up, came back, higher low, went up, came back, another higher low. It went up, came back, another higher low. Then it went up. We want it to come back to the same place so that you can pick a buy from that point. So on this chart, the best place to buy from is this. Wait for price to come back up to that level, pick a buy from that slot, expecting it to go to the upper side. So this is a level which I had on the daily. It's still there. Just a secondary resistance. Also have this a very good resistance. So should price bounce from this one, then we are going to pick a buy from that point, expecting it to go up to 1.3356. So we move to the next chart. That should be USD JPY. Before I proceed, there's something I need to mention, that if you are listening to this at the moment, then you need to predict where you expect the price of EUR USD to close by the end of today. So, sorry, GBP USD. If you can predict correctly, then FreshForex will give you up to $30 bonus. So the only thing you need to do is just go to the chart option. If you're on YouTube, go to the place where there's the chart. Then just it should be on the right hand side of the video, the one where I'm having my screen at. Then write your account number, then you should write the account, then write GBP USD, then suggest the price. So at the end of the day, assuming the price is closer to where you said, then FreshForex will give you up to $30 bonus. Not up to, will give you actually $30 bonus on the next, that should be tomorrow. So far we only have like 3 people who are recommending the same. You can do the same. If you are still listening, you can just recommend, just predict where you expect price to go by the close of today, then they'll give you up to $30 bonus. So we'll move straight to the next side. That should be USD JPY. On this side, I still have my lines the same way I drew them previously. This is a weekly support, let me put that like that. We have a support there. There was another support. We also have a support. Then this was a false break, which means we ought to avoid the very first time the price retraced back to the same place. Then it continued up, came back to the same support. We took a buy now. We took a buy, it was I think earlier this year. Then the price went up, took our first profit. Now that the price is above this level, we want it to retrace back down. Let it come back up to this level, 110.78. Then we'll pick a buy from that point, expecting it to go up to 114.005. So we took a buy from the onset, took a buy from this point. We're waiting to take a buy from that point, and we'll pick another buy from that point, expecting all these trades to go up to the top, which is at this resistance. So far, if you're on this pair, if you want to trade USD JPY, then wait for a retracement, pick a buy, expect it to move even higher. We'll move to the next set. That should be USP 500. This one. So how these three indicators work is that anytime the price is above all of them, then we expect price to proceed even higher. But anytime the price breaks below them, then we expect price to proceed to the lower side. So as it is at the moment, we have a very good level here which we actually sold from. We took a lot of trades from the same place. Let me delete this first so that we have a clear chart. We had a level here, a very good resistance. We took a sell, price went down, it came back the same place, we took another sell. It went down, came back the same place, we took another sell, but then the price proceeded even lower. So far we are not waiting to sell from this point. We don't want to sell from this point because all the indicators we've added on this side actually are giving us a buy. Let me add the first one. That should be ADX, average directional movement index, this one. So how this one works is that there's the main line, which is this complete one, then there's the green dotted one, and then there's the red dotted one. Anytime you have the complete line, which is this, above this level, it means there's an active trend, but it does not indicate which trend is active. Then anytime you have the green dotted one above the red dotted one, it means that the green one means that there's an uptrend, then the red one means there's a downtrend. So this, from this point onwards, from this point, from this date, from 7th of January, you can see that we had the complete line above 25. Here we had the complete one, which was this one. It was above 25, and then the dotted one, the dotted green one, is above the red one. This means that there's an active trend, and that trend is upwards. So from this point up to where the price is now, we are actually still upward. It's just that there's no active trend based on this indicator. So what you want to happen now, what you expect to be happening now, we want the complete line to pull back again above 25. Then we want price to also break above this level, let it climb up, let it go above, then retrace back slightly to the same level, something like this, before you can pick a buy from that point to the upper side. So this will be the correct place to buy from if you want to trade SP500 at the moment, because based on the indicator upwards. Just wait for price to go beyond 2814.2, then pick a buy from that point, expecting it to go up to the top. So basically, you may want to place some buy stop at this point, expecting price to go up to that level, but your stop loss needs to be below this candle with the longest tail. It needs to be below this, the stop loss, then this is the take profit. So we'll move to the next side. That should be Brent oil here. So far, this is what we expected to be happening. For the last 2 days, nothing. Since Monday, nothing has been happening much. The candles we are seeing are actually just peanuts. This Monday's candle, then we have Tuesday's candle, then this today's candle. So we still expect price to come back up to 62.86, 61.88. So if you are looking at this chart at the moment, you want to trade Brent oil, then just expect price to come back down up to this level. This is the key support which is broken. Key resistance, sorry. A resistance, a resistance, a resistance, a resistance. Price went above everything, then it's now trying to come back. So we want price to come back up to this level so that we can pick a buy. As it is at the moment, we don't do anything. Place a pending buy limit, then have your stop loss somewhere below these retracements. Pending buy limit, stop loss, the first take profit, the next take, and then the last one should be at the very top. So the reason I'm suggesting a buy on this one is because if you check from the monthly chart, just a second, assuming you look at this chart from the monthly point of view, you'll see something else. There's actually a very good level here from the top. It was used as a, so the first time we had a resistance, the next time there was a resistance, we also had a resistance there, and then we want price to basically come back to the same place. Let price come back up to the top so that we can pick a sell from that point to the lower side. So basically, if monthly chart is showing you a sell, a buy, then it means that even on the daily you're supposed to look for a buy. So we want price to just retrace slightly up to this level. We'll be able to pick a buy from that point, expecting it to go up to the top. Then we look for a sell once price is at the top at that point. So we'll move to the last symbol, and that should be gold. And this is how gold is performing so far. So previously, if you can remember, we actually had a line here. Then we said that based on what was happening at that time, we wanted price to come back up to this resistance so that we can pick a sell. But that did not happen. Instead, the price pulled back down and is now on the lower side. So this does not mean that we are changing our direction. This is still a buy. We still want price to exactly come back up to 1349.29 so that you can sell it. If you are on this side at the moment and the current week's candle successfully closes the way it is at the moment, then this should be a very good buy place for you. But there's a level here which has to be broken now. This is a very good zone where, assuming price, as long as the price remains below this zone, then this is a sell. But if price can break again above it, then this means we are supposed to head up to 1349.229. So I'm going to add an indicator on this side to see if there are any good setups. This is how the same chart looks from the monthly. This means from the monthly point of view, actually we took a sell from that point, we are still holding it. From the weekly point of view, as long as the price is below this zone, this is a sell. As long as the price is below this point here, this is a sell. I want to look at the same chart from another time frame, maybe from the daily one, now to see if there are any good opportunities for trading. So I'm going to add an indicator. Let me add the first indicator should be ADX. According to this indicator, according to ADX, we actually have the complete line above 25, and then the red dotted one is above the green one. That means that there's an active trend, and that trend is downwards. So based on what's happening now from the forward point of view, we're actually supposed to be looking for a sell. But the correct place to sell from is this. You should wait for price to come back up to that support. This a support, a support, a support. There's a break below. Wait for price to come back, something like this. Let it come back to the same level before you can pick a sell. So in case you manage to sell it here, then your stop loss needs to be above the candle which triggered this break, this candle here. So that should bring us to the end of today's market overview. So far we've looked at just all the pairs we were supposed to look at. We have GBP USD, we have Euro USD, we have USD JPY, we have SP500, we have Brent oil, and the last one we've looked at is gold. So far only 3 people have managed to predict where the price is going to end by the close of today, and these are the only 3 that get the chance. If by the end of today the price has closed just close to the price where you said, like assuming you've set this price 1.12345, you mentioned this as the prediction, then price has closed just somewhere close to where you mentioned, then FreshForex will give you up to $30 bonus. So that should bring us to the end of today's overview. See you again tomorrow at the same time.